What you're about to see is a glimpse inside Theraplay, a provider of physical, occupational, and speech therapy services for children in a play environment. I started Theraplay back in 1991 for two primary reasons. First, there were no pediatric places that specifically focused on children where they could have fun while having therapy. Second, there were no places that had specialized pediatric therapists where they could be respected for their knowledge and work with children all day in a play environment.
I think Theraplay is unique mostly because we get to play. People ask me all the time what I do, and I try to explain it's PT for kids, and they're not really sure what that means, and essentially I get to come to work and play every day. So it's really taking the knowledge base that we all learn as PTs, OTs, speech therapists, and just making it fun for the kids. And that's not something that you're gonna find everywhere.
Well, we see children from birth to 21 for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and feeding therapy services. But the way we do it, I think, is so critical, and we incorporate functional play into everything.
My name is Kara, and I'm 7.5. I've been coming to Theraplay for 6 years.
Kara started with us mostly for physical therapy, but she's had bouts of occupational therapy as well. Her upper extremity she's really functional with. Her lower extremity, we do bracing for her. We work on some balance, stability, those kind of activities, just to make her more functional and being able to keep up with her peers and do everything that they do.
I love my therapist.
Our therapists really figure out what makes the children tick, what their interests are, and find a way to weave that into what they need to do to help the children be successful.
After school, usually it's really tiring because I'm already tired. But once I get here, I'm like all hyper again.
It's really cool to go out into the waiting room and they're like, oh, we knew we had you today, we're excited to play, we haven't seen you in a while. We all have different relationships with the kids.
Shannon was born very premature. She was only 1 pound at birth. Doctors actually told me that their guess was that she would never walk and she would never talk. As a baby, she really never crawled when a typical baby would crawl, didn't walk, didn't talk. She was born with a lot of medical issues. At age 3, they suggested that she start receiving outpatient therapy services because she was just so weak.
They come and work with our therapists, and they're walking and they're talking and they're realizing goals that they never thought would be possible.
All right. Ready?
Hey, I'm Shannon Doma. I am 9 years old and I love coming to Theraplay. Whenever I meet a goal, that's a good thing because then they add another goal. So I met my compromising goal, they added another goal for indirect statements. So it keeps adding on goals for me to work on.
Alright, so what are you gonna do when you're making your
Don't drag it out and bring my tongue back.
Oh, perfect. You remembered everything. Give me a sentence for butter.
I put butter on my popcorn.
Well, Paul has been coming to Theraplay for about 3 years. Initially we were working on his S's and Z's, and now we're working on his R's, particularly his vocalic R sounds.
We treat them individually, so we give them one-on-one attention. We really get to know the kids and get to know what their needs are and how we can help them. We're really invested in our families, and we are contacted with physicians and referring specialists, so we keep everybody in the loop.
We were like reading, she would say a word and I would say it in a sentence.
I am 13 years old.
He's been making really nice progress, and he's a really hard worker. For a lot of the sounds now we're working in conversation, so we're just listening to make sure that he's carrying those sounds over to the conversational level.
Some of the children, you know, the challenges that they have are so tremendous.
She never really says that like it wasn't successful. It can be challenging.
It's a lot of brainstorming and talking to different staff to come up with different ideas to find out what is truly the right way to approach the child.
The therapists are excellent at reading her as an individual child and what her needs are, and to know if they start doing something and she's just not cooperating, just give her that little break or divert away and then go back and she'll attempt it again.
Usually the end result is finding a way to actually connect with that child so that we can realize success for them and for their families.
There's been times where myself and other therapists have actually, whether we should or not, but gotten emotional in sessions where we're so invested in the child and the parent, and we work with them, you know, a couple times a week, and to see them really just get so excited that they did something. And it could be minimal to an outsider, but to them who have been working for weeks on trying to make these gains and all of a sudden they do it, it's a really neat experience to be included in.
When I brought her here, she could not speak at all, and I had taught her baby sign language, and I kind of thought that would be it. When I say she never said ga, no noise came from her mouth. It was silence.
I love Theraplay because they help other kids learn and grow into their full existing body. I do speech, which is just like role playing and sounds, and then I do OT and PT in school also.
It's been 6 years and she still enjoys coming here. Sometimes I don't think Shannon realizes that they're actually working on a specific goal or a specific skill, because to her she's just here having fun.
It's really just seeing those steps that the kids take, and it impacts their whole families.
It's not just a job to any of us, it's truly trying to make a difference in a child's life. When you hear that that child whose the parents have been told they're never going to talk, and they utter their first word, or as I said, they're never going to walk, and they take that first step, it's the best feeling in the world.
What's your hope for Shannon in the next couple of years?
Just to have confidence in herself that whatever she wants to be, she can be it. It may be a little harder and it may take a little bit more work to get there, but she'll get there, and anything she sets her mind to, the world is there for her.
Theraplay has helped me